from a small town called Bristow, Oklahoma. Wrestled my whole life. Very rambunctious and full of life as a kid. Seen Bruce Lee before I ever wrestled or anything, and so he's the one that made me want to be involved in martial arts. But the next best thing for me as a kid would have been wrestling. So I started wrestling here in the elementary league or whatever here in Bristow. 4 or 5 years old, wrestled up until 5th or 6th grade, so about 2005, stopped. So it's pretty much been an off and on thing, but when it came to high school, I stuck with it throughout high school. Ended up transferring over to Sapulpa for a couple years, and that's really where I feel, I kind of say to myself, I kind of feel like that's where I made man. That's where I started to become myself. I didn't know, obviously, young kid, being here, being, in your hometown and everything, you really don't know who you are yet. I really didn't figure myself out until I went to Sapulpa. That's only a couple minutes up the road or whatever, but that's where I found myself. 2010, I transferred back here to Bristow and was wrestling again. All the while, I had trained off and on. I never really strung a full year together of training because of wrestling and various wrestling coaches. I don't want you fighting, during wrestling season, which is very understandable. So I'd probably only string together about 9 months at the most. So in the back of my mind, I always told myself, man, dude, if I really, pursue this thing, I really think I could do something, because in 9 months I can do this. So, but coming here to Bristow at that time, obviously trying times, didn't have a vehicle, didn't have a proper place to train or anything, so my fight game just, martial arts just kind of fell by the wayside. And I was just wrestling, kind of getting over on wrestling, I'm gonna be honest. I was getting over on wrestling because I knew at the end of the day, no matter what, as long as the good Lord let me continue to walk and be myself, as long as I have all my attributes, then I will get back to fighting. So I gave wrestling my all. I feel there's a little bit more I could have given it, because I always knew it's just a fallback plan. I just want this for my ground game. Going forward, graduated high school, attended NEO for a while. Wasn't really doing anything, kind of not doing anything for about 5 years, which just killed me, which is a lot of the reason why I have this fire that I have now. So after all of that, after learning myself and all of that, I pretty much put the martial arts down because I was always doing it on my own, and I love training by myself. Like, still to this day, I train by myself most of the time. But when you're always training by yourself, and then people are always asking you, like, this isn't going anywhere and all that, and then you actually sit back and look at it and you're like, I'm really not going anywhere with this. Like, because at the time I was a young kid, I couldn't get any fights, no kids would fight me. I wouldn't care though, I was still training, so I'd fight grown men, and that's how I started off a bad record. So being 16, 17 years old, I took 3 different fights that were very close fights. In my opinion, there's a couple of those that I think I may have won, but that's why you don't leave it to the judges. Left it to the judges. They've got the wins. BS'd for 5 years, done nothing. Boom, I'm coming back. I knew I'd come back, so here I am. I'm coming back, which actually happened because of the stabbing situation that happened. I was attacked and stabbed and 2015, the end of 2015, and just the biggest thing about that was I just felt like, dude, like if I would have left this earth, and people wouldn't have known Tevin 2 Feet Laskey as the martial artist, you know, they would have had a different opinion because I never really pursued what I wanted. I just went through the motions and did what was around me, and all that type stuff. So that's what they see. They didn't see, you know, the passionate, the full of life, you know, happy, want to help people, you know, Tevin. So I was like, no, like that's not the way I would have wanted to go out. Because obviously I'm not afraid to die, but I would like to be remembered the way I was. Even if I'm a bad guy, I want to be remembered as a bad guy. If I'm a good guy with a couple good features, I want to be remembered as such. I don't want to be remembered as something that I'm teetotally not. So with that being said, 2016 comes into effect and I'm coming full speed ahead. My first fight when I came back was a title fight at a weight class I shouldn't have been at, 155 pounds. The guy was 30 years old, from the Army. At this time, I'm 22, young kid. People kind of remember me fighting when I was younger, but, you know, they're like, we don't know. So I come, great fight, great opponent. Thanked him for, you know, serving our country and everything afterwards. And he put on a heck of a show. So that was just the start of everything. And since that title fight, 2016, we are now in 2018, and it's been 2 years going. Ironic, it's 2 feet, but we've been 2 years going, and I always told myself in the back of my head that if I get some people, you know, to pay a little bit of attention or something, you know, that maybe I can get something going. Finally, 2 years in the making, and I've, you know, turned pro not too long ago, and, you know, got 5 titles, you know, amateur titles under my belt. But, you know, it's just the start. I don't know, man. All I know is it's going to be great. It's been great so far, and the biggest thing is, I said, if I could string more than 9 months together, and we are 2 and counting. And since we are 2 and counting, I am on a 6-fight win streak, 4 of those being amateur fights, 2 of those being professional fights, 1 in kickboxing, 1 in MMA. So, you know, that's just where I'm at right now. But going back into a little bit of backstory, I pretty much, when it comes to fighting, like, I like to box, I like to kickbox, I like to do it all. Like, I like martial arts. Obviously, we all have preferences. Even though the first thing I ever got to do was get on a wrestling mat, physically, the first thing visually I ever seen was Bruce Lee. So I was already a striker at heart. So I'm a striker at heart, but the disciplines I regularly train in are kickboxing slash Muay Thai. And your kickboxing is obviously your punching and your kicks. Your Muay Thai is exactly the same as kickboxing, except for there are elbows that can come into play, there are knees that come into play, and, you know, various other rules. You've got, I do my jiu-jitsu, and that is a grappling art with submissions. Obviously, coming from the wrestling base, that's one of the best bases. You know, going across all of martial arts world, you'll see that wrestling is one of the best bases. Once you can mesh that in with your stand-up game, like, it's hard to deal with. Oh, shoot, I'm just, you know, rocking, ready. Got a fight coming up June 9th. That will be for my first pro kickboxing title. It will be for the Extreme Fight Night 135 pro title. and it will take place at the Buffalo Run Casino in Miami, Oklahoma. Again, that will be June 9th, and you know, I'm really excited about this one. Got a lot of people that, you know, want to come out and support, and a lot of people that have been here from the start, you know, and it really means a lot to me that not only did they believe in me, but they are continuing to believe in me and continuing to, even if this dream doesn't work, they're giving me hope that it's going to go somewhere. Again, I'm just thankful, blessed, and just, you know, just still on the path. You know, I'll go off into something else, you know, because I'm so passionate about martial arts in the fight game that sometimes I relate everything to it, and I try to get out of it, and, you know, just so that if I get out of it, the more I get out of it, the more people I can reach. Because if I'm in it, then I'm just one soul-minded thing. Now, if I've got more of an open mind and I'm making metaphors that aren't relating to fighting every time and stuff like that, then I'll reach more people, because not everybody's a fighter. You know what I mean? Not everybody's a fighter, but everybody's fighting. That's what, you know, a lot of people don't understand, and that's why I do relate a lot of, you know, metaphors and stuff like that. But I've just, you know, at the end of the day, this thing isn't going to do anything but propel me to the top. And once I get to the top, it's nothing about getting money, cars, belts, bodies on my record, none of that. What it's about is the bigger platform you get, the more people you can reach, the more people that listen to you. So it's all about spreading a positive message, helping other people, and just being the best you can be. And at the end of the day, you can always better your best.
I have a dream, that's all I need. I'll make it happen with some work and belief. Know what I want, so I'll take it on. I've made mistakes, but mistakes make you strong. Let's break it down for a minute. I want the crown, I'm gon' get it. You hear me loud, man, I'm winning. Yeah, Charlie Sheen will be grinning. These ladies know that I'm sinning, and this is just the beginning. I'm closing in the ninth inning. There ain't no point in resisting. Living life like a dream, live it right, that's the thing. Every night got a team, I've been tied to the scene. Out on stage, here I'm scream. Okay, it's a dream, and I pray as a team. One day it'll be me. If I want it, then I get it. Head down, don't regret it. Push myself to the limit. If I play it, then I win it. I'm just saying, I'm just living for today. For a minute, I don't stay, I just visit. Have no shame, I admit it. Looking right at me to see if I succeed.
So, this is at the end of the day where it all started at. This room right here was a place where I got my start on getting to put my hands on somebody, you know, and not in a way where you're hurting somebody, but it's very competitive. You know, I'm a very competitive person, a very competitive nature, and we are here in pirate territory, and this brings back a lot of good memories, brings back a lot of bad ones, brings back a lot of mixed emotions. Shooting this is awesome for me, it's good for me. Letting some stuff go, maybe grabbing on to some stuff, you know, but at the end of the day, the whole reason why I ended up coming back and shooting this here, because deep down, this is my heart and soul, this is where I'm from. Whether people like me or not, whether they support me or not, whether, you know, whatever the circumstances may be, I feel like there was things I might have done in the past that wasn't the best things to do to represent Bristow, but lo and behold, what I'm about to do for Bristow, I feel like it's going to, you know, repay, you know, my past negative things by a lot. So that's the reason, I picked this place where most people would be like, you never won state. You never really was anything huge in Bristow. I was a little bit above average wrestler. Said what I wanted, pretty much did what I wanted. Never really did too many things that were just out of line or, things like that. I kind of just was, more of a free spirit, kind of want to do my own thing. I mean, look where we're at. Like, I think out of everybody, growing up, like, the closest one that said that I could do this, what I'm doing now, was my father. But the crazy thing about that is he said I could do this. I could if I wanted to. But deep down, I could feel that he really didn't want this life for me, because he's done this life as well. My dad's was a former professional fighter as well. So I don't think he might have wanted me to take this path, but this is a type of path that it just calls you, and I can't, put it down even if I want to. So at the end of the day, because I didn't put Bristow on the map when I had Bristow on my back, I'm going to put Bristow on my back and put them on the map when it's not my duty to do that at all. I don't live here anymore. I barely visit Bristow, but at the end of the day, this is where I come from. And I just feel like, a lot of people might want to know that about me. As I've stated, and I'll state a million times in interviews now and in the future, I talk about fighting too much, and that's something I know. So, I'll go ahead and shoot you guys with a couple facts about me. To be honest, you might think I'm interesting. I don't think I'm too interesting. I'm just a chill, laid back guy. My temperament's not the greatest. I don't do too well with BS, but I'm growing. But I don't feel like I'm really that complex or anything. I just, I can feel like I can get along with just about anybody. Work at a trailer shop, so I'm the shop gopher, is what I like to call it. I just go and get whatever they need. I come and, I feel like that's what I would be at just about any job or fight or anything, is I come here, this is what I come here to do. I'm here to do what is asked of me, nothing else, nothing less, maybe some more, but nothing less. So, I work at a trailer shop 5 days a week, just Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, get off. I'm always training, always running. It's a funny thing about running, because when I was in this room wrestling, I could run, I could run distance and, run pretty well, but I did not like to. I made excuses, whined, cried, got bad knees, blah, 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 blah. You name it, I probably used it. Now, I like to run. It's just something about running. You go somewhere else. You have to go somewhere else to finish it. You have to, you can forget about whatever's going on in life. So I like to run. So it goes hand in hand with my training. I like to run. I like to skate. And that's longboard skating. I don't do all the tricks and stuff. I actually was starting to do the tricks and stuff, and then as soon as I started doing the tricks and stuff and, getting on the half pipes and stuff, that's when, okay, Tevin, turn back on. It's time to fight. So I was like, no, that's not smart. Get hurt. So, I do that. One of my biggest hobbies at the moment, and probably the last couple of years, is just going to various different parks and stuff and finding good trails, to hit the longboards with. But actually yesterday was the first time I went to Turkey Mountain in Tulsa and hit it with the mountain bike. So that's a new thing. Was all up in the mountain and stuff like that. So I'm an outdoorsy type of guy. I love music. I love country, R&B, you name it, I like it. But my top three are probably R&B, country, and rap. And honestly, my favorites would probably be in that order. I probably would say I like country a little bit more than just about anything else. It just depends. But obviously, when it's time to get in there and get that work, I'm usually listening to rap. But then again, I feel like I'm more an R&B guy, so I'm a more soul guy, very passionate guy. Everything I'm passionate about, like I'm very passionate about, like every inch of me that goes to, that. With me saying that, I also have to say that if I'm very passionate about something, so if I don't like something, pretty passionate about that as well. You know what I mean? Not voice my opinion, scream it or whatever, just like you're not going to sway me. I feel like I'm an old soul in a young man's body. I feel like I'm a millennial kid, 24 years old, but I have an old soul, and it's a blessing and a curse. So at the end of the day, all I'm doing is just being me, making relationships, you know, hopefully relationships turn into family type relationships, helping people, and just writing this dream out. And along the way, I'm connecting with all these people and being loyal to those people. That's huge to me. I've been loyal a lot in the past. To be honest, I've never really been loyal to the right people. I feel that with my mindset being more positive all the time now, I've encountered relationships and people that will actually benefit me. They can benefit me, I can benefit them, we'll mutually help each other. You see what I'm saying? You know, because with me, nothing's one way. Like if it's one way, it's only one way for a little bit, and then, you know, it's time to part ways, whatever the case may be, you know. But at the end of the day, I'm just me. Very, very, most people don't know it because most people don't care about me, but my whole life is controversial. And this is before I hit the big stage. And that's my life. So I say that to say this. I have respect for every human being. So if you hear something or something like that, it would be smart to come to the source, actually go confront that person and ask, because it may not be true. But I'm just, like I said, I'm just here, you know, doing what I feel God put me here on earth to do. And for a while it was really hard, but now it's starting to feel like, you know, everything's looking on the up and up, and I just got to stay positive, stay healthy, stay prayed up, you know, stay worshiped up, and all that. And I feel I have nowhere to go but up, you know. At the end of the day, the fight game is all me. I can look at this 15, 20, 30 years from now, and it will still be true that I will always be connected to the fight game. Even if I never get to the top, never become a world champion, I will always be a ref, a judge, a commissioner. I will be somebody that wraps hands. I will be a coach, a trainer. I already coach and train now, you know, so that's just something that would just translate into the rest of my life, you know. Like, I feel like I've definitely found something. I found a niche that I've known that I was supposed to be in a long time. I was lost for a little bit. Now I'm back, and I'm ready to eat.
What is a champion made of? I need an ambient A1. I need a fan and the fake love. I want to grade it an A+. I got visions of a paradise that I don't got it yet. I don't listen for a parasite, now where is my bed? No wishing, I'm not verified, but where is my check? No bitching, I can't spare it down, now where are my friends? No J.O.G, he knocking at my door, I better go. Went from losing every game to coming back like 10-0. Wrist ain't frozen, so I told him it'd be best to let it go. I don't wanna hear another rapper telling me about a plan to get a work, and then I bet it won't. Back up, ayy, mad love, ayy. You don't wanna see me angry, nah, don't you try to act tough, ayy. When I get back up, ayy, and I mix that cup, yeah, I just been shooting my shot, I'm a shooter, I really don't miss that much. I don't wanna go that route, but I'm trying to get a show and get a soul back out. I'ma go back down, and I gotta get a painter when I paint another picture with a no background. No silver silver lining, I'm building, climbing. My spirit leave when I spill the wine, but I feel divine cause I'm still alive. And everybody watch while I'm killing time. Like me and Cam fly, that's 2 empty cages. I'll judge a book by its cover if it got too many pages. Feel like I'm in the CIA, I'm seeing too many agents. Before you tell me you're driven, go check out who in the race is like. What is a champion made of?